Mute your mic. Let's give them 5 minutes so they can join. We are only 16 here instead of about 40 something. Elizabeth Akyea. Elizabeth Akyea. Yeah, please mute the microphone.
Wait. Mommy, go.
So, good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Yes, there were some confusion regarding some of the topics that were treated at during element. Level 100, you did element, is that it?
That's right.
Okay, and this time you're going to do, have you been given the course handout for the element and the principles? Were you given handout for the first semester course? I believe you know handout. It's like a book.
Yes, the course material, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we had it in soft copy.
So you had that for the element.
Yes, please. Yeah.
And have you had anything on the principles?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, it is not the school's fault. It was presented to the school late, so I think they are compiling it, going through and compiling it, and to be shared with us soon. But elements and the principles have a slight difference. One is how, and the other one is what. What is it? And then how is like a process. And so some of the topics there will definitely reflect in the principles as well. But the most important thing is you listen to the new the current lecturer, and then see how you'll be able to answer his questions. There may be some differences and some similarities in some of the topics. They are all foundational. If you say something is foundational, the beginning courses. But one gives how it is done, which are the principles, and then one gives how what it is, the elements. Okay, so you Mr. Ajay, what's your Michael, eh? The course rep, your Michael. Hello.
No, please.
Yeah, I'm no longer the course rep. The course rep now is Richmond Ajimfram, and then Juliet. Yes.
Richmond.
But my name is Michael Ajay. Yes, please.
Your name is Michael. Okay, you're the one I've been dealing with there.
Yes, please.
Okay, so no problem about that. Mr. Ajimfram, make sure you get me your number after this class. However,
Okay, sir.
I've shared some documents for our use today, and Mr. Ajimfran, you call me after that, and then we'll compare notes and see where we clash, and then I just don't waste time on that, so that we can zoom high more on the other ones. We have only 6 weeks to go. Is that it? And then we have used 1 week, so we're supposed to make sure the remaining weeks we are covered with the rest of the topics. Yeah, so like I said, some of the topics may crisscross here, may duplicate here, but let's see whatever thing that we add, and then we move on. Okay, so for now we are 38. You are supposed to be, you are now 36 here.
50.
50.
Sir, please, some of them are now joining. They're having challenges in joining. So,
I was even having challenges. That's why I give ourselves 5 minutes. So, Mr. Jimfra, can you put your platform that the lecture has started? So at least they quickly join. It didn't take too much time.
okay.
Now, whilst waiting for our colleagues, let's quickly go through a few things that we did with the procurement structures. Let's refresh our memories on the procurement structures. How many of the structure did we discuss? Anybody at all can talk. AJ.
Sir,
So you have 2 structures.
Yeah.
And they are
Centralized and decentralized.
okay. So we have 3. We also have hybrid. Okay. So you're going to see the characteristics of all this as a refresher since you have done it. Okay. And then go to the principles itself. Now, so if you talk of the structure of an organization or a department, what do you mean? Let's refresh our memory whilst waiting for our colleagues. We have about 20 people to report. Yes, if you talk about structure of an organization, anybody can respond. Let's use the time whilst waiting for our colleagues. What does it mean? Structure of a department. What does it mean? Oh, so I should call someone as well. Okay.
I have my hand up, please.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, so structure, per my understanding, would have to do with the nomenclature. That is how they would want the procurement department to look like and how they would want it to function or perform their functions in their organization. Yes.
How it looks like is too broad. How the organization will perform its functions is close. And so here it talks about the functional activities of the organization and how it has been figured. Okay, they follow the hierarchies and other things come in. And then, so if it's an organization in respect of a department, how that department is situated in the organization in terms of flow of assignments. Okay, and so if you say centralized, what does it mean? Let's limit ourselves to procurement. Centralized procurement, what exactly do we then mean? Yeah, so let's quickly, we are refreshing our memories. So I think we wrote it just last semester. So let's quickly do our best to answer these questions. They are simple questions for you. Now, procurement, if you say the centralized procurement structure, what does it mean? How? Let me.
Doc, the question again, please.
If you say centralized procurement structure,
My hand is up.
Yeah, what does it mean, Thomas?
So centralized basically means centralized procurement structure basically means that all the procurement decisions for the company is done from a single point or office.
Usually the head.
Yeah, so it's most likely the head office. Yes, please.
Okay. So and the decentralized one, what informs the decentralized procurement activity structure? What informs it? Decentralized. You have explained centralized. I'm not asking you to explain decentralized because it's virtually the opposite. What makes that informed decision that companies should say no, we are going to decentralize procurement? Now I want some other new people to talk. Eunice. Eunice Ajay.
Sir, please come again with a question.
Yeah, I was asking if they said decentralized procurement structure is a policy, procurement policy regarding the structure of procurement in the organization. What informs that policy that a company should have a decentralized procurement structure? It's a decision by management. Okay, so what makes management decide? Okay, Somia.
Yes,
Somia.
yes, sir. So some companies decide to go for centralized procurement to get discounts of purchasing. One company decide to buy things from last year, sometimes you get discount.
Mr. Ando, we know. I think Mr. Ando, we're not hearing you. Ada, your line.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pfizer, can you
Hello?
hear you?
Sir,
Okay,
can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Okay, it's better now. So let's hear you.
Yes, so I said company decide to do centralized procurement to attain or get discount of purchases.
No. I asked, there was a question on centralized, and this question is decentralized. And I said, what informs the decision of management or management decision to adopt decentralized procurement policy?
Oh, okay. I thought it is the centralized one. Oh, okay.
No,
Then I'll come back again, sir.
Okay.
I'll come back again.
Dede, can we hear
Good
you?
afternoon.
Afternoon, Dede.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay,
Why?
so hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So go ahead.
Okay, so company decide to adapt decentralization to avoid possible duplication of purchases.
Wow. Rather, who agrees with Dede? Juliet. Abenewa, do you agree with this explanation?
Let her come again, please.
Okay, so say you asked why company adapt decentralization, and I'm saying they adapt that to avoid duplication of purchases.
Rather.
Yes.
Okay, so let somebody debate you. Juliet, did you hear what Dede said?
Yes.
Do you agree with her? If yes, how?
No. No, sir, because
explain why no.
Before the branches will make a purchase, they would have to consult the head office before, so they already know what they want.
Which of these cause duplication?
Decentralized.
Decentralized. It causes what? Duplication.
Yes, please.
Explain.
Because for the centralized, the way it works is that whatever needs each branch needs, whatever resources or products each branch needs, they channel it through. The decision is made from the central office. However, when it comes to decentralized, each branch, they purchase or buy whatever they need by themselves, regardless of whether already the central department or the head office or either branch has the same items. So for example, branch A, say for example, they have cartons of milk available. Branch B still goes to purchase cartons of milk, regardless of whether branch A has it. But then for centralized, if the central office has it, they just send it from the central office to the other branches that need it.
So do you then agree with the speaker that the centralized, is that which one called duplication? Did you did this wait? Did it are they in line with you? Are they in agreement with you?
Yeah, kind of, sir.
And this still stand by your point.
Okay,
Did
so
what?
now I'm confused. I don't know.
Oh dear, that is okay. So look, don't let us get confused. Our notes are there. We have our slides and our handouts. Duplication, yes, for decentralized, because head of decentralized, like the last speaker just said, all departments are buying. So definitely, and if each one is going through the procurement processes in its department in its branch to do so, no, it means there's duplication of purpose and a duplication of assignment, and that is not too good for us. Now, you are looking at how procurement department is organized, and here you are looking at the three structures. They are not two structures. And I believe so it's a centralized the situation where all procurement activities are coordinated through one main procurement department or unit. And so here, that's where we do consolidation of requirements. Consolidation of requirements. Oh, who is this, please? Benjamin, please mute your microphone. Everybody should mute your microphone. When it's question time, I ask and we all do questions together. Now let me chip in so that we come back to our question time until we get about 50 people or more. Yeah, so if you talk of centralized, you're looking at consolidation of requirements, putting all, annual needs in one basket and then handling it, scheduling its purchases, and then doing it at a go. Once you consolidate it, you get more purchases at a time, and you have you have lower costs because of quantity discounts and other things. I think this one, my colleague taught you all that. So if you do centralize, it enhance efficiency, reduce cost, improve control over procurement processes, and it saves time. It saves money on the staff that we use. Okay, just 3 to 5 people who can do all procurement activities, functions, perform it. Okay, and then for the entire organization. Now the benefits is enormous, and he discussed this with you. Okay, improve cost savings, enhance efficiency, better contract management, increase transparency, and then for standardization. Now, if I ask you short answers, how does it enhance efficiency? Please, I want short answers so we can move on. How does centralization enhance efficiency? I'm seeing Dede Soko what? Dede, can we hear you? How does centralization enhance?
Please, my hands are not happy. I didn't raise my hand.
I choose to call anybody that I feel the person should talk. Okay, so if everybody decides to put down their hands, I will raise one hand. So I have raised up your hands. So come. I'm asking, how does centralization enhance efficiency? Tell me something.
Okay, so with the centralization,
Yeah.
it's faster to it's faster to procure stuff because each department is doing it rather than compiling and then sending it to a particular department to do that.
So it's faster. It's faster. Now, somebody, I know you are doing a degree, so for degree we don't critique so much. But your answer that you give has to be justified. If you say it's faster, faster than what? If you use faster, it means you are comparing two things. Now, faster than when everybody is doing its purchases. No, this one is not that faster, but there's that kind of efficiency that the company gets if it does central procurement. Because here there's no duplications, okay? Duplication of effort. There's no bureaucracy. There's not much bureaucracy. And if the bureaucracy is at one office, the procurement centralized office, okay? And then the processes is being handled by only a team of people that is handling, not all for all department handling alone. So there's cost savings, okay, in effect when you do that. How about better contract management? Who can explain that one? Kunko. Right, Kunko. Please don't come and explain the previous one. I'm asking contract management. Yes, let's see.
I was going to answer on the first question.
The previous question.
Yes, please. But I'll come back again for this.
Very good. So, right here.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear you. You're looking at point number 3.
Right.
It's good to refresh our memories on this so that we can move on fast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the contract management, because it's centralized, it's easy to manage. I'll say quality control.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are procuring from one source and we are used to the standard that we want, and it's easy to supervise what comes in or what's the standard of quality of stuff that we're looking for. Whereas if it's decentralized, other places could make do with what they have just because that's what they have without consulting the main office or the head office. So it will have the same quality standard.
Okay.
I don't know if that would marry what you are saying.
Yeah, very good, but very good. Contract management is a process. And once procurement is centralized, it is consolidated. It is made one or once at a time. So whatever process that individual centralized people contract that they will make, you also make it, but here you make it one. So it becomes so simple. Okay, it becomes rather easier for the organization, not signing so many contracts. Now the contract is signed at the central pool, the headquarters, or where the procurement is situated. And that is it. So there's increase in transparency and then standardization. Why standardization? Yes. Rachel, please bring your arms down. Put down your hands.
Okay, sir. I think it's the old one. Okay, sir.
Yeah, the old one. Yes. So who can explain the last point? Why do you say there's standardization? If you do centralization quickly, who is coming? Who is explaining? Now, if you don't raise your hands, I'm working Eric. Now, if I mention your name and you don't respond at all, it means you are just switched on. You are just trying to do your own thing. That is absent. I consider you to be absent in class. If I call you and you have no idea, just tell me you have no idea. Pfizer Hassan. How does standardization become an issue when it comes to centralization? How do you benefit
Good
from
afternoon.
Afternoon.
So please, to my understanding, it ensures consistency, quality, and efficiency.
Pfizer, your voice is a little bit low. Your network.
Hello, sir. Sir, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
And so please, to my understanding, standardization ensures consistency, quality, and efficiency.
Ensures what?
Consistency. Consistency, quality, and efficiency.
Very good. So how does it work? How does centralization enhance that? How does it work? Explain to that effect.
That is all products meet the same quality requirements.
So simply because of the fact that all procurement activities for the items are done at one source, definitely the item that will be delivered by the supplier is at one becomes the standard for the use by all the organizations, the branches, and what have you. So if I go to Takoradi, what Accra people are using is what they are using. Obuasi, Kumasi, Takoradi, Tamale, they are all using the same items, and that enhances what standardization. But there's also loss of local autonomy. If you centralize, there's also loss of local autonomy. Now we are companies that are manufacturing biscuits, and so we use cassava for the biscuit. Now cassava then becomes the raw material for the production of the biscuits. Now we have a branch in Bono, maybe Bechim. We have a branch in Western region, maybe Bonsa. We have a branch in so many places, Eastern region, Kofodia. And because we are centralizing our procurement activity, it means the Accra people have to buy the cassava from where they are, Accra. And then they may buy from the local source where we have a branch like Kofodia, Takoradi, Mansa, and those places that I mentioned. So if you do that, it means there's that loss of local autonomy. The local people, if you need cassava for our biscuits, you have to let the central people buy in Accra and then they send to us. You understand? And so that's one of the challenges. Now, there's also another challenge.
Okay, all of you come. That's it. Well, Monica, bring the chair.
How many are they? Who is that?
I don't like that instant thing that you come, Monica, please.
Okay. So
Wait, you hear my teacher? I want to be hearing my teacher. I don't want to be hearing anything.
Hello.
This
Hello.
Hey,
hello. Who is talking? And I can't see the person here. Please mute your microphone. When I ask question, then you can unmute it and then you respond. Okay. So bureaucracy, communication are all challenges that is involved with the centralization. I think we can explain. Okay. Now, so these are policies and the procedures that we go through in implementing centralization policy. I think we do that. But you know these ones. Hello. Establish effective communication channels. Implement robust procurement systems. Monitor and evaluate performance. Okay, these are policy regarding implementing procurement centralization or centralization of procurement policy. Okay, and so you need to come out with the policy, and then go by these steps to make sure you implement it. Now, decentralization is not common, okay, but people do. Some companies, some organizations do decentralize their procurement activities. And individual departments or branches conduct their own procurement independently. Now, if you go to some hospitals, the district hospitals and the regional hospitals, some of them have, they are not legitimate, but it has become a norm, a practice for the hospitals that they've decentralized their procurement system. Theater want to buy its own equipment, and then OPD want to buy its own, consumables. Laboratory want to buy its reagents and then equipment for laboratories. And then it becomes confusion. It becomes confusing because now if everybody is buying and you are buying similar things, why don't you consolidate and then you do the procurement in the same place and get some discount? That's the first thing. Or not only just the discount is the first thing. You are buying 5 hours, I'm buying 15. Another person is buying 15, making it what? 35. But the company, the seller or supplier has the policy that if you buy beyond 30, you get a discount. Now you went there bought 5, another bought 15, another, you are not up to 30. And so you are losing that discount. It can be not only quantity discount, but price discount as well. And all those disadvantages for centralization works here. Okay, and so let's see the challenges before we come to loss of economies of scale. Well, who can explain this point? If we adapt decentralization, okay, one of the challenges is we lose economies of scale. What does it mean? Justin Ayim. Jackson. Please, if I ask your name, let me understand that you are there. So that's what some people do, especially the master students. They come, they switch off, they log into the Zoom, and then they just leave it doing their own thing. That is absent. It means they do not come to lectures at all. And you know, if you absent yourself about 2 times to 3 times, 2 times going, we'll deduct 5% from your marks. Marks them when you see that there's some 35% deficit. So please, if you come and I mention your name because you are not in face-to-face class, we will not know whether you are there or not. So if I mention your name, let me see you being active by saying, "Say, I have no idea." Okay, Jackson, can I hear you? Jackson, Ayimi. Okay, Mr. Jimfran, let us see if Jackson is not on the platform. Okay, so notice. Okay, so who will try this question? Laws of economies of scale. Could you answer it? For me, I take attendance, and I do that with the class reps. So if I mention your name and you are not on, you are just on the platform, but you just switch on the platform into the Zoom, but you are not with us. It's absent. I'm asking how they become a challenge. There's a challenge of what? Loss of economies of scale when you practice decentralized. And I'm asking you, what does it mean? He said he did something of the sort with the previous lecturer. That's why we just skipping some things. However, if you want me to go back to some of the slides, I will explain to you. And you ask questions, I will explain to you. Now, there's an issue of economies of scale. You don't get economies of scale. And I'm asking you, what is economic of scale here? How does it come in? How does it become a challenge for this centralization? Why? Have I muted myself? Why are people not talking?
Yeah, our hands are up.
No. Oh, no hands. Oh. So those that have been calling, what happened? For them, they did not contribute. Okay, so let's listen to Thomas Ni Odate Thompson.
So basically for decentralized, because each branch, for example, they purchase goods by themselves. The suppliers do not give them bulk discounts, which basically this economies of scale basically means that with every large volume you buy, there is a discount per unit cost. And so they lose on those benefits. That's the decentralization.
Well, so with the economic of scale, the more you produce, the more the price comes down. The more you purchase, the more the price comes down. And because you have decentralized, you purchase in bits. Somebody bought 30, somebody bought 5, one bought 15, the other one also bought 15. So no one is even exceeding the discount quantity. And so you will not get that economy of scale. The more you produce, the more the price comes down. Okay. Now, inconsistencies in processes. Inconsistencies. Yeah, because we are not using the same method in buying. Okay, so sometimes where we are using for public procurement, where we are using price quotation, others are using in the same organization, they are using national competitive tendering, which is not ideal. Okay, there should be a uniform procurement method, and then it should be done only by centralized procurement. Now, there's an issue of hybrid. Please, the other ones that I'll be skipping, I believe you can explain, eh? Do you have any questions here? Implementing decentralized procurement in a multinational company. For this one, let me explain. Now, sometimes, no, most arguments that we have had, okay, as a team, or as one company, is that centralized has more advantages than the decentralized. Okay, but it depends on the organization. If you are multinational, okay, or you have per your policy, you have what is it? Your branches in some countries. That's where you become multinational. You are the company that's located in so many countries, like what Dangote is trying to do. Okay, if it happens that way, it means there's a need for you to adopt decentralized policy, because if the cement company for Dangote in Ghana here needs clinker, and there's clinker in Ghana, why should we go to get that clinker from Nigeria? Okay, or why should the Nigeria people do the purchases for us here? Okay, so for multinational companies, sometimes they allow majority policy on decentralization, that at least about 80 to 100% decentralization, so that wherever that you are, which country that you're working from, you do your own procurement, unless otherwise with some exceptions that the company have. But sometimes the company has given some exceptions to some items, it means then you cannot buy those ones, especially equipment. If the mother company is in France and is dealing with about 5 francophone countries. Now, if some of the items that if you're using as raw materials, parts of components, minor supplies, and what have you, you have it in your country, it can ask you to do that or buy everything in your country to use. Okay. Now, how do we implement multinational decision on decentralization procurement policies? How do we implement that? First, you need to establish clear guidelines. Okay. And then you define clear procurement policy issues. Okay. Procurement policies regarding what? The guidelines for local units to flow. No, you have explained the benefits. Okay. Then we also offer provide training and support for this procurement smaller units that we have established in various countries. Now, who can give me one example of a multinational organization? You have been explaining, but we need to have what it is. What is a multinational? Multinational is an organization that has 2 or more establishments in other countries performing the same or similar functions. Okay, so for instance, Unilever is in Nigeria, is in Ghana, is in some other countries. Even I've given myself Dangote, now it's becoming
MTN.
MTN is very good, it's a multinational organization. Okay,
Olam,
so
Olam,
Coca-Cola.
Samsung.
Olam.
Very
Olam.
good.
Coca-Cola.
What Olam? Is it Olam?
Yes, sir,
Olam,
Olam.
what did they do?
Yes, Olam.
Olam, sir, they do tomato paste, rice. They have subsidiaries in other countries.
Oh, okay. Very good. So, for instance, if Olam is here in Nigeria, there's no way the procurement department for Olam here in Ghana will rely on procurement person or procurement department in Nigeria for their tomatoes. No. Okay, unless it's a special product that is not located in the various countries. Okay, so we do provide training. That's why procurement, if you're working in such organization, it will allow you to attend training in other countries so that at least there will be unison or uniformity or consistency regarding our purchases. So once there's training and then support for the department, they'll do the needful, they do whatever exactly what you want as an organization. Then they monitor the procurement activities for the various lines. So they can have a central point monitoring, like a supply chain, a department, coordinating department that will sit on top of maybe the head office and monitor the procurement activities for the various branches or multi countries. Sorry. Now, you said there is a third structure. The third structure is the hybrid. The centralized, but with a decentralized procurement policy. Centralized, but with some decentralized procurement policies. This hybrid, it seems common than decentralized, because sometimes, even when you do centralization and the other branches are far apart, they are not so close to your organization, what you do is you do hybrid by allowing some few items to be bought at your local level. The example, first level. Please, somebody's microphone is on. Somebody's Hello, who is this whose microphone is on? We are listening to your conversation. Francis. Is it Francis?
Sir, please, office, sorry for that. Sorry for that, sir.
And we have listened to your conversation, so we are going to share the booty with you. Okay, so we have the decentralized and centralized put together, and I'm saying that some centralized procurement policy for some organizations have also some iota, some portion, some fraction of purchases being done at the various levels. What they do is that they give some level that the departments or the branches should have a minimum, a limit for their petty cash. Okay, so they will allow you to procure maybe some simple things that are run out. You don't need to come to the headquarters to get to acquire. So what you do is that we can allow you, even though we say everything should be purchased at the central point, we allow you to buy something not more than 10,000 Ghana cedis, depending on the size of the organization, its capital. Somebody will say some company will say not more than 5,000 Ghana cedis. So you can buy just stationery. You cannot sit there and say you have run out of A4 sheets, you have run out of pen, so you're not working. Once you have money there, you can use just about 5,000 cedis. Some are saying some will say 2,000 cedis. It depends on the size of the organization, the capital that you hold. Okay, and that is the hybrid. Now, what do you think the advantage, the disadvantage of hybrid will be? Who can tell me what the disadvantage of hybrid will be? Centralized versus decentralized. An organization practicing both structures. Who can give me an advantage for hybrid? Let's talk advantage first. Reason for hybrid. Who can tell me? Yes, Dede.
Okay, so say it can create confusion between departments for responsibility of procurement.
What confusion is that?
Okay, so let me put it this way. It can create confusion about who is responsible for procurement.
For the branch level?
Yes, please.
Why confusion? Now, if we need something like a minor, supplies, like A4 sheets, staple machines, and those things, if they are not there, and we have asked the finance officer to go and buy them because we are practicing some sort of decentralized hybrid. Okay, what do you think? What confusion do you think will create?
Okay, so say with this, if a unit or a department is being asked to purchase something and maybe they get the wrong ones, the same thing but the wrong ones, sometimes taking accountability is difficult. So I mean that's where that point comes in.
Okay, so who can give me another challenge with the hybrid system? Who can give me another example? Explain the challenges that we can have with the hybrid. Francis. Dari, Francis.
Please, I let me think about it and get back. I don't have any idea.
Very good. Okay. So you said the hybrid is commonly practiced by Alfreda. Alfreda, is it Ado? Alfreda, yeah, let's hear him.
Yeah, sir, please, Alfred Adomensa.
Adomensa, very good. Okay.
Sir, please, with the disadvantages, it slows down decision making.
How?
So let's say a decision has been taken at the headquarters, which is not in the country, and it needs to be disseminated to the sub offices. Like the one bringing it, it might take time. So before the decision they've made at the headquarters gets to the local or the other offices, it has taken a very long period of time.
A lot of people will not agree with you because this time with the internet, a meeting is held in my office, and then the moment the meeting is held, it is entered, it is gone through, shared by the departmental heads everywhere. That this time, anything that branches or other multinationals need, and it's within maybe $500, you should procure it at your end there.
So for instance, like the way we are having the online, yesterday we had challenges with the Zoom. So it took us like 30 minutes before most of us were able to log into the Teams. Due to that, some of the lectures, instead of the 2 hours, some had 1 hour, 45 minutes. Others also had 1 hour, 30 minutes.
You are even lucky. Yesterday, me and my master students, the master students, we had 54 minutes late. 4 minutes with the Zoom, and it was a hell for us. I know, but regarding procurement decisions taken can be disseminated. Those information can be disseminated as soon as possible. Okay, once internet is not going, you can use your phone, snap, and then you send memo one across all the multinational and all the other departments. Michael, what do you also think about the challenges regarding hybrid systems?
Oh, okay, Doc. So I think there is a high possibility of role confusion. And by that, what I mean is that sometimes it is not clear who is handling what at a point in time.
Okay.
And that could create confusion.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree with you to some extent. But if it's a policy, okay, they will tell you, you have procurement department in France. So that take care of all the nationals, all the nations, where our plants, where our factories are, is being procured at France. But when it comes to something small for your branch in maybe Ghana or other Francophone countries, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina, and what have you, for you, we have given you a maximum limit of $500. Okay, so and then it should be procured by the finance, because you don't have procurement department at your end there. You should be procured by the finance people. Okay, so even with this, what other challenge can come? Yes, if we ask finance people to do procurement on behalf of the procurement people because they don't have procurement at the various national levels. Gilbert, what do you think that could cause a challenge for us?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Talking about policy, I think there will be a difficulty in maintaining uniform policy. Even though the centralized procurements may have established a procurement guidance or a policy, but those who have been delegated or the local department might interpret them or implement them in a different way. And this may lead to inconsistency procurement practice across the organizations.
Now let's come to the benefits with the hybrid. Hybrid is a situation where we have centralized procurement policy, but some limits of decentralized has been given to the other nationals in their countries. What are some of the benefits? Let's be factual.
Okay,
Yes.
it's in a way it accelerates or increase production since some of there's a delegation or there is a cutoff point given to a local government or a local part of that company. It accelerates production, even if the centralized or the main point is not responding or is not giving them how do I call it? It's not giving them a go ahead on certain things, or it's not giving them the resources that they need. As they have a limited power in a way they can do their own thing. It accelerates production and rather avoid delay in production.
Okay. I think you agree with him because if everything you need to go to the head office, everything you need to wait to do fax with you, calls with you, send memos, we send internet and whatever, and then it's not coming. Meanwhile, that limit, if we have it here, we can just walk through our country, walk to some suppliers and then deal with it, get it. And so if there's a small breakdown, that's parts and components. If you are given the authority, we'll be able to do that. Even though we are practicing central, that the small limit allowance will not be bad for us to do. So at least it will avoid delays to some extent. It will also avoid production sit-downs. Production sit-down is when just small items. If you like, there's the bus, the national, the bus that we have, the metro bus issue. Some of them have needed small parts, some few parts. Some of them needed just tires. You understand? So if you allow the branches or the national organizations to get that autonomy, that power, at least those wouldn't no longer delay their processes again. So it is also very important. And so those companies that practice centralized, especially those that have more branches in other places, they also do the hybrid by giving autonomy, giving power, giving authority, but with the limits for some organizations to do that. You know, in Ghana here, we do that, but do you know what the challenge is? There's a company that a brother worked, and that company is a government institution. And they gave that power to the branch managers that if you're going to buy something those days, and if it's 5,000, you can use your impress to buy. It's a procurement, okay? Minor procurement issues. Now, every 2 weeks, these people will just spend the money, and then they ask the small accountants at their branch level to get invoices. That, the impress have been exhausted. We have used the impress. Why? Because we have used it to buy. Then they list some items, get invoices to support, and then every 2 weeks they spend the money. You understand? So it also needs hybrid, just as the decentralized, and then needs monitoring and whatever. This one also needs monitoring. It needs total overhaul of the process, and then effective monitoring to ensure that indeed those items are bought exactly the way. Sometimes they even need to, some companies will even prefer that you send to head office on the net, in the internet, so for us to know what you are going to buy, and then you justify why are you going to buy those things. Can't you supply from the head office? Can't you supply from the nearby branch or the nearby department? Okay, and so on and so forth. So it also needs a monitoring and a policy for implementation. Any questions at this stage? Mr. Jemfra, what time are we supposed to close?
Sir, 3 o'clock, sir.
3 o'clock. Okay.
Yes, please.
So, any questions at this stage? Now, this is procurement principle. And if you look at it now, we have about 8 of such principles that we need to adhere to. And you will tell me this one too, we did it in the previous class, is that it? The question is to the whole class. Did you do this? Tell the truth. Did you do this in the elements as well? Is my microphone off? Hello? Oh, it's not
Hello,
off.
sir.
Yeah, so please talk to me.
Sir, please. Sir, please, we couldn't hear you.
Hey, where's my microphone? Let me check. My microphone is on too. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Good. I was asking whether you did this one too. This is the principles itself. And it's about 8 in all. Did you do all?
No, sir. No, sir, we didn't do it.
We didn't do.
No, sir.
Not too sure,
No,
sir.
sir, we didn't do all.
I like that. You didn't do all. you did it, but I didn't do all. I know you've been saying you've done it, so I'm sure you did this one as well. This is a procurement principles itself. And well, the element lecturer could do it because they are all foundational. Okay, they are all foundational. I've explained from the beginning. Foundational means the basis, the beginning of procurement. And then here we are moving on and on. Right now, you're not doing the beginning. You are doing some major thing as well. Okay, so one thing that we need to look at is the principles governing procurement. And with the procurement objectives, things that the behavior that we put in doing the procurement should be professional. You should behave like professionals. If you say you are a professional of something, you have rules and regulations. So you have so many professions. Each profession has its own rules and regulations. So we want you to exhibit professionalism. You are now coming. I believe some of you are practicing procurement. And these are some of the things that we expect you to do. You should be efficient in your operation. You should encourage competition. Okay, you should encourage competition. There should be fairness in your approach of procurement. There should be fairness in your approach of procurement. There should be transparency. Transparency. You should be transparent in all your dealings. There should be ethical. Okay, you should be ethical. I mean, you should know the do's and don'ts of your profession. And then you should be accountable to the people that you serve, accountable to the suppliers, the upstream partners, which are the suppliers, and then the downstream partners, even the customers that you should be accountable. Okay, because if you don't practice good professionalism, if you don't do what you ensure competition, okay, in the end, you will not get value for money. So I always want to put value for money in the center instead of putting procurement objectives in the center. If you practice all this well, become so competitive, there's fairness, there's transparency, there's what? You adopt ethical approach in your dealings, you are accountable for whatever that you do, okay, then you ensure effectiveness and efficiency, okay, and you behave as a professional, okay. Whatever or anything that you do, it becomes what? You get value for your money. You get value for the money of the company. Now let's take this one by one and see what we mean. I think we have explained professionalism. Okay, professionalism. I said the discipline whereby educated, experienced, and responsible procurement officers make informed decisions regarding purchase operations. Okay, so your role is very, very important in the activity, in the procurement systems. So we need you to be what? Educated, experienced, and then have what? The exhibit professionalism in your approach. Now, gone are some days that we were handling procurement. Like this, I was in the human resource department before I started procurement, and later I was transferred to procurement department. I went there, about 7 or 8 people there, including a chief manager. Nobody has any professional knowledge in procurement. Okay, so that made the rise. Within 8 years, I was a manager, which was not common. And then I became the head. I eventually became the head of department for 5 years before I went to do my master's in UK. And I came back. Now, what happens is that if you talk of professionalism, it is not just having a knowledge, a general knowledge. So I'm happy some of you guys are coming to do procurement. If even you are practicing and you are doing it, fine. But some of you are acquiring the knowledge before going to apply. Okay, and then that is also fine. So why do we need to have the knowledge? Because of the things that we are learning today. Okay, so the discipline is education, experience, and the responsible procurement, professionalism. So you need to have education, which you are doing, so fine. But trust me, when you are done with the degree, it is more of the academics. You need to do the professional procurement. I'm talking about professionalism, and I'm talking about knowledge. So once you are done acquiring general knowledge, okay, in the first degree, you need to do what? The professional courses. And so we have professional course, which is in the whole world. Even Americans come to do SIPs in UK. We do it with Americans, with other countries, the Nicaraguans. I met Malaysians, I met 2 Chinese, I met the British themselves in UK. I met 1 Nigerian, 2 girls, 2 ladies from Zambia. They all come to do the course in my master's. So once you do it, you become a professional. Now, if you are a professional, then you know the do's and the don'ts, the ethical and unethical behaviors, so that you guide yourself against it. So professionalism, you're looking at dedication, getting experience is also very important. And that's why I always want to teach with passion, making us get some of the experience that we need to have. Now, if somebody is teaching, is a professional in procurement, what shows? What traits can we find in the person? That's so I'm a professional procurement person. And yet it is not only because we have the certificate in a very good school like Ghana Communication Technology University. No, Ghana GCTU is 6th, okay, in the whole universities of Ghana. We have a lot of universities. Ghana GCTU is on the 6th. I think it has moved up to 5th or something. So we are in a good hands. And that's why you get quality teaching from some of the lecturers that you have met. Now, so you need to identify yourself with these traits. If you are professional, it should be what? Integrity. There should be integrity in your operations. Okay, and with the integrity, some of these things come in. You act transparently. You have good manners, your ethics. You know your do's and don'ts. Unethical behavior, you sweep them under the carpet. Okay, and then you become fair in all your dealings. Integrity. You work with respect. Then, with professionalism, you should also show that you are accountable. You don't bully your way and then do things and hide, and then report to yourselves. When people are coming around you, you cover your slips, you cover your pages. No. You should open your books for accountability's sake. Okay, so take responsibility for your actions and decisions. My boss that I worked with, the chief manager of procurement some time back, he told me, I said, Akyea, anytime you take a decision that even when they wake you up at dawn and they ask you, you can answer. Because procurement is professionalism. If you know your profession and you know any action that you take, because of accountability, you take action that you can be accountable on, and so that you can respond at any point in time. This our work. It's not too good. Sometimes I advise people, even at master's level, I tell them, if you don't have the manners, stop doing it. You can go and do other things, marketing, engineering, I don't know, whatever course you can do, but for no procurement. If you don't have manners, you cannot be accountable to yourself, to the people that you are serving, to the partners in the supply chain. Master, you are in the wrong field. 3, there should be issue if you are a professional procurement person. One of the traits is your communication. Effective and clear communication with the stakeholders. The stakeholders here, we mean the suppliers. No, somebody's output is another man's input. So all the suppliers that you have, you should be accountable. You should be able to communicate, with them in such a way that they will understand. If you don't put up good communication skills, you are going to have your work difficult. And people would know this guy is not the professional procurement person because he cannot communicate in the manner that suppliers will understand. Okay, effective and clear communication using the languages. Sometimes in developing specs, we'll get there. I know you've done a little about that, but we've done something about it, but we'll discuss it as well. Okay, developing specs, the type of the example, which the type of specs that is suitable for whatever that you are doing, purchasing, is very relevant. Expertise, staying up to date, okay, with industrial knowledge and best practices regarding procurement and related issues. Okay, expertise. So you develop yourself in such a way that you have the skills. So somebody can call you an expert. If you may be young in the organization, you may be just an officer, you may be just a senior officer, but the directors of the companies are taking a decision. Sometimes they can ignore your boss. Instead for them to call your boss, they will call you. Explain this. Why has your department taken this action? Okay. Then you use your professionalism, your knowledge in the skills in the work that you're doing to explain, to convince them. Okay, prove that you understand procurement. And that's why I've seen my colleague taking you through some of the processes of the procurement that you guys, the methods and what have you. Don't learn it just for the sake of exams, but that is a profession. I tell people in the class that procurement itself is a profession. Now, if you like profession like a welder, like a carpenter, like a mason, like a seamstress, okay, and so many professions, that this is our profession. And so we should be expert in our profession. You should understand whatever any action that we take, you should be defensible, okay? Now, strategic thinking, aligning procurement with business objectives. Now, if you are a professional procurement person, you are not doing operational works and tactical works only, but also strategic. Strategic means you're taking procurement decisions that will take the company for 5, 10, and so years. For instance, location of a facility, location of a warehouse. It's a procurement activity. How do we site the warehouse? Okay, where do we site it? And how do we even site it? The size to choose. Which should we near our site, our warehouse to? I mean, so many things. These are management or strategic decisions that we take, and it's part of procurement activity. Somebody will teach you warehousing, and they are all strategic issues. Okay, so be strategic in planning, be strategic in thinking, be strategic in activities, your role that you play in the organization. Think future as you look at operational activities of the organization. Then adaptability, responding to changes and challenges in the market. How would we change our system, change our methods, change our ways, change our processes, change our design, change our specifications, change people, okay, to be able to meet the market demand? Now, we've been, for the past 2 years, we've been buying this raw material, okay, for this particular goods. Because of agility, there's something that we call agility, okay, lean and agility. I mean, customers changing their taste, changing brands, making new requests every day. Now, what they've been buying, they want more functions. Okay, sometimes they will tell you there's this function on it which you don't do. He wants you to take that function off, then add this feature, add this more function. How, if they get this from the marketing and says, how do you adapt yourself in a way that you can also quickly buy the materials for production people to produce, so the marketing will sell? Okay, so that is the lean and agility. Now, don't worry yourself, they are come across them. So first one is what? The first one is what? Professionalism. We want to see indeed you are a professional in your area. Then 2, any questions, please? 2, there should be transparency. Transparency is one difficult thing for we procurement people. And that principle, even if you have done masters or you have worked in procurement department for a long time, we don't do. Okay. Now, if you want you to be transparent, transparency is characterized by what? Clear rules. Clear rules. And then to be followed by the suppliers, to be followed by you, the organization as well. Then there should be transparency. Transparency means that the same rules that we apply on one supplier is the same rule that we apply for the rest of the suppliers. And I said from the beginning that this is very difficult because of our mindsets. But as we go through our hands here, we tell you what that you're not supposed to do. People cover their pages, people, close their files when they see some people. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? You should be transparent. Suppliers receive tender information. I believe my colleague taught you tender. Suppliers gives you, they receive tender information, and then some of the people that you want to help, you change the information to suit them. No, that's not what you want. If it's transparency, what do you offer as a tender document for supplier A, supplier G, supplier T, supplier X? They all have to get the same document. The only thing that we write separately on tender document is the address. But the same document, but the address is a cover letter that you add, the address that you address to different companies, that makes it different. So sometimes companies even don't write address, they just bound it, okay, combine it. They do the combining and then they sell the tender document. So when you come, we give it to you, there's no different ways, nothing that is different from yours and then compared to the other ones. Okay, that's the transparency. Okay, and so once you do that, you become professional. Okay, and then that will help you to also to get value for money. So transparency, what we mean is that there should be openness in procurement procedures, openness in tender documents, openness. If the openness simply means the same information, and then where you have to publish and let people know. Now, if you're working in a private organization, what happens is that some people think it's a private, so we don't owe you anything openness. We don't owe you anything transparent. We are working. We asked you to bring quotation. You have brought it. You have not won, so we will not mind you. Not talk to you again. What did I do wrong? Okay, so what we do is that what made some other suppliers got it wrong, you should let them know. 10 companies bid for some items, and then only one person that will win, 1 or 2 persons that will win. Now, if it's 1 or 2 persons, companies won, the 8 or 9 companies should be able to know why they did not win. And that's what we call what? What's the name of that in procurement? Informing other companies that they did not win. What's the name of that? I know my friend told you. Yes, Michael.
Regret notice.
No, it's not regret notice. What's the actual name for the letter that you write? Okay. What are we doing? If we write to companies that did not win, we regret to inform you that the fact that they say regret, that means regret. Okay, we regret to inform you that your company did not win because of, then for your company, you explain maybe your prices, maybe your quality did not make aspect. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do a debriefing. We call it debriefing. DEBRIEFING. DEBRIEFI, debriefing. So we need to debrief other people who did not win. And that's what we call transparency. We don't write to the people that won alone. We also write to those who lost, because we need to let them know. Okay. Now, for the private organizations, that's what some of you are working, like somebody mentioned Olam and other private organizations. We have procurement people there, and they think they shouldn't be transparent because they are private. No, what I'm teaching here is for private procurement departments and for private procurement practitioners and public procurement practitioners. You should all be transparent. Let people know, let suppliers, let stakeholders know what you are doing. Okay, that's very important. Now, so transparency covers publicity of contract opportunities, okay, publicity for the rules governing each procurement procedure. So the first one is the B should be A. Transparency, what I mean is, look at B, publicity for the rules governing each procurement procedure. Publicity, publicize it, make it public, let people know the rules that we are going to use, even in evaluation. Even in evaluation. I believe he has taught you all those things. So evaluation, we let you know this is the rule that we are going to adopt or apply. Then second one, publicity of contract opportunities. That one too, we need to let you know. Okay, publicity of contract opportunities. Now, what are some of the evidence of transparency in procurement in Ghana? Okay, so here it is more of both private and public, but it's more of public procurement. What are some of the evidence that will show? That means we are being transparent to our stakeholders. Now, if I talk of our stakeholders, who are our stakeholders? Procurement, who are our stakeholders? I've used this term too, twice. So we have stakeholders, we have partners in the supply chain. So who are our stakeholders? Yes, Michael.
Suppliers.
Supplier. Yes, Sumia, who are some of those stakeholders?
The suppliers.
Suppliers. Very good. Suppliers are suppliers. Very good. It's very good. You are correct. Then who are some of the stakeholders that you know? Yes. Who is this? The name doesn't come.
Desmond Gilbert.
Yeah, so the consumers. The consumers.
Is that Gilbert?
Yeah, yes, I Gilbert. Our financiers.
Our financiers. So who are our financiers?
Yes. The bank. I'll say the bank.
So practically, how does a bank how should we become so transparent to banks? I want you to
explain. Okay, so if we want to award a contract, or we want to procure something, and we need to show the bank that our books are clear. We don't do any dubious work in terms of financing or in terms of monetary transaction, so that if we need an assistance, or if we need help for them to come to our aid in terms of paying off something for us, they will do so. Yes, sir.
very good. In terms of releasing funds, like giving us some credit, some loans to procure some item, raw materials, add value to it, and supply to our customers. Yes, they do that. So we need to be transparent. What do we do? Practically, do we do to be open to banks? What you do is that, yes. So may I answer that question? Answering that question.
Yes. For public procurement, yes, our stakeholders in the government as a public procurement.
Oh, your line is not good. So we do a lot of things to the banks. It's unfortunate that you have only 10 minutes. Wow, the time has come too fast. Yeah, so the bank does so many things, and so we need to be transparent, not only to our suppliers, but also to the banks, the financiers. We need to be transparent to the users. We need to be transparent to the directors.
Yes, I said.
So we need to be transparent to the. So if even you're a private organization and you're doing procurement, you say be transparent, because your company takes loan to finance or sponsor some procurement activities, okay, or some activities for you to get the item to supply. And so we need to be transparent to all of the partners involved. So you look at the supply chain, and then all the people involved, you need to be transparent to them. The owner of the organization, the board of directors, they are all stakeholders. Okay, so let's see, what are some of the evidence of transparency in procurement in Ghana? This one, we are limiting it to Ghana. Now, Public Procurement Authority's website publication. Now, I was reading about some countries, Kenya and Nigeria specifically in Africa. Then Somalia too is doing well. No, we are all doing well, because all these principles of procurement is being adhered to. And we are not just saying it by mouth, we are learning as you guys are learning today. And then we are practicing it as part of, if you go to public procurement of those countries, their website, they are there. Now, one of the things that they are doing for regarding transparency is that we have an institution called PPA, Public Procurement Authority. And the PPA has developed a website, okay, for publication. So if you are doing tender, you need to send your tender notices through publication. Okay, if you are doing award, after going through the tender and you are giving award to the winners and even the losers, you should publish all this, okay, transparently on the website of the PPA. So this is one of the things, publishing tender notices. So we publish to everybody. Once you get our website, it is there. Sometimes it is even a law that if you're going to buy items beyond 100,000 Ghana cedis, we use NTC, National Competitive Tender, NCT. Now with the NCT, you need to publish and advertise. And they said the law says you should advertise within 2 publications that are circulated throughout Ghana. So as usual, we know Graphic and Times to be the papers that are published throughout the country. Okay, they say you should do that. And this is one of the transparent things that we're discussing. Okay, now, 2, tender board approvals. One of the transparent issues that we're doing in Ghana, this one is for public, is the various approval levels. It is not that easy that one organization, say public, and even when you go to private, they also adopt similar methods. One person cannot just sit down and then sign. It has to go through meetings, go through committees, go through directorates, go through processes before it's signed. And that shows transparency, because those meetings involve people outside procurement. Okay. Now, for instance, if you are buying public procurement and then you are opening tender for 11, 7, 9, 11, 13 people constitute the tender committee. Some are from Registrar General, some are from the legal, the laws people, some are from various places. They come as individual, even though we pay them, lunch for allowance for coming to sit on. It helps us. It ensures transparency, so that you cannot sit in your small room and then prepare a tender document, go through it, and then recommend your own evaluation and then ask them to approve. Okay, the tender board approves, has given various levels of approval. For instance, I think you've learned that already, that if you're buying something within 100,000 in Ghana, the chief executive can sign. Beyond 100,000, it has to go through entity tender committee and so on and so forth. I believe you have done that one. If you haven't, you'll get there. Now, 3, procurement plans. Procurement plans are published. Okay, they are published plans for entities. Now, what are procurement plans? They are documents that we prepare. Procurement plans are documents that we prepare showing what you are going to do in the next year. So usually it starts at September of every year. So September, October, November, sometimes November. So November, December, they are done. Now they have put together their budget and then prepare what they are going to procure for the year. And then they post it. If you prepare that procurement plan, you have to publish it or post it at the website. So when you publish, it will receive approval. Now then the PPA, Public Procurement Authority, will see that these are the things that you are going to buy for the year. Then they monitor you. So these are all transparent issues. In the exams, I can ask you to explain 5 of them. Okay, contract awards. When contract is awarded, we give contract notice, award notices, and then you publish on PPA. These are all transparent things. So if you have gone through the evaluation, somebody has won, somebody did not win, you prepare contract award letter, you put the contract award letter, and then the amount involved and everything that you are spending on the website. So it is open, an open thing that everybody will read and see what you are doing. It makes procurement transparent. And that is one of the principles of procurement, transparency. Okay, another transparency thing that we do in Ghana, okay, is the bid evaluation. Bid evaluation. Now, bid evaluation, I think my colleague taught you that once the tender is prepared, suppliers submit their tender by a deadline, then the tender is opened. When the tender is opened, it's open in the presence of the suppliers. These are all transparency issues. Apart from that, after it has been opened, suppliers will be asked to go back to their offices and then read the procurement, and then the entity, if I say entity, the organization will do what we call evaluation. Evaluation will go through 3 stages, sometimes 4 stages. The first stage is evaluation of statutory documents. I think he taught you all those things. The second thing is evaluation of what? If I say statutory document, your VAT, your registration document, company registration document, your SNET, you pay SNET up to date, you pay tax up to date, Okay, and so on and so forth. That's the first. So if after you going through, the next stage is what? Is the technical evaluation. Technical evaluation is the specs that we gave you. So we go to suppliers. We will go through their documents one by one after the other. Sometimes you have about 50 companies. You have to go through, take your time, read through all the documents and see the specifications that they has given. Okay, and the information that they has given, so that you put on your common platform so you can compare apple to apple. You understand? So you do that, and then the third stage is you do price evaluation. So statutory evaluation, technical evaluations, price evaluation. So technical evaluation, the specification that we give you and see whether you compare what you know what we are about to buy, and then you have submitted, you have responded accordingly. The next one is what? Price. So all things being equal, sometimes about 80, about 50 suppliers that submitted their tender. After going through, you'll be left with only 5 who qualifies to supply the item. For the 5, that's why we said all things being equal. It means all they have met all our specifications. And at this stage, that's you look at the price. Since you can do everything, now let's look at their prices. Look at the price, and then the lowest price becomes the winner. Okay, now I'm just giving this explanation to you that we are doing everything transparently. Now, once you go through all this evaluation, you prepare evaluation reports. Okay, and then that the report is also sent to the PPA. And then this report, even anybody, any organization, any of the companies, competing companies, any of them can come and then request for that information. And so now that Ghana has passed Right to Information Act, okay, RTI, Right to Information Act, and it's Act 8989. I think you all know it's an act that came, I think, 2 years ago or so. And this act allows citizens to access information held by public institutions. So if you are buying something for the public, the organization, be hospital and a public institution, we, the suppliers, can come there and then request for that information. That we want to see your evaluation report and see whether indeed you did the right thing, whether indeed you were so fair, you were so fair in your evaluation. So it is transparency. Sixth, annual procurement reports submitted to PPA and published. Every year, public procurement departments, okay, they prepare annual reports, itemizing or listing all the purchases that they've made, those under price quotation, those under NTCT, those about national, international procurement, whatever. We prepare all these things and the amount, the supplier and everything, and then the total. And then you send to PPA for them to see whether indeed you did not do anything difficult or anything different or contrary. And then that's also for transparency's sake. So once you submit to PPA, PPA will publish annually. So if you go to the PPA website, you will see the publication that was made by this organization. Then compliance with Ghana's Public Procurement Act, adherence to lay down processes. Now, because of the fact that we are adhering to so many procurement processes, oh dear, it's time. So what happens is that for transparency, this is what you do in Ghana. And those of you that are working there in procurement departments, make sure you go by this. And to ensure transparency, today we have discussed about 2 or 3. Next week we'll continue so that we can move on fast, okay? Any questions at this stage? Please, I've given the document to Mr. Akyea. And so he will give you, this is part 1. Michael, yes, let's hear you.
So the material has been shared already.
Oh,
that's the first thing. Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, between the professional path and then the MBA, which one would you recommend, please?
When I was working like you guys, I needed, when you're working like this, you need MBA. But MBA is below MSc. In the academic ladder, we have MAs, Master of Arts in some area, history, some Master of Arts in this, Master of that, MA. From MA, you move to MBA. From MBA, you move to MSc. From MSc, so you know MBA, Master of Business Administration, MSc, Master of Science in Procurement, Master of Science in Banking and Finance, Master of, okay, so it's like business school courses, MSc. And from MSc, you go to MPhil. MPhil do more research into the area. So it looks a bit more difficult and more involving. Sometimes some MBAs take 2 years, whilst others MSCs take 1 year. You understand? So after MBA, MPhil, then you go to a PhD. So it depends on your area, where you want to go. If you really want to be like me, I've gone through the industry for close to 25 years before coming to do the PhD to become now a lecturer. Okay, so it depends on where you want to go. Now, the professional course, if you are practicing, it's advisable to finish your degree, do your master's 1 year, and then you apply for the professional course that you want to do. So they will go through your transcripts. You have a lot of background courses that you have done in your first degree, in your second degree. So they will give you exemptions. Sometimes they will give you exemption total. You not write anything, then they will say they have awarded you the certificate, and you pay for exemption fees, and you have it. Okay, but some of us, this time you guys are lucky. Like you have this, and you're asking this question, you are getting this knowledge. Those days, our days, you have to finish one step before you move to the other, and then I have to write the professional course. It was 14 courses. One course I wrote it 5 times. I'm not scaring you. One course. Unfortunately, I wrote it 5 times. Case study. I wrote it 1, 2, 3. The third one, I needed the certificate for my promotion. And then, so the third one, I had to pray and fast and pray about it. I prayed, and when I saw, it's like somebody in the darkness showing his five fingers to me. So, what does that mean in my dream? 5 fingers? And this is my third time I'm going to write it. Oh, I wrote the third time and I failed. And so I realized that God told me I wrote it 5 times. So 4th time I failed. 5th time that I got it. One course, one subject. You understand? So you relax. Some of us will guide you. Once we come into your picture, we are friends. So call us. Okay, we'll give you the guidelines, and then so that what you went through, suffered like this, you will not suffer. So we wrote all the 14 courses, became chartered. So professionally, I'm chartered in that area. But this time, it is cheaper getting it. Why? If you do your master's just 1 year after your first degree, they will give you exemptions. Sometimes if they see your transcript and your school didn't do well in some courses, they will ask you to write those courses. They buy 1 or 2, and they give you total exemption. So when I write MCIPS, a member of Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Procurement and Supply, you also write the same thing, even though you wrote 1 or 2 courses. Or sometimes you will not write any at all because of your background in the first degree and your background in the second degree in procurement. So you don't suffer so much. Okay. Okay, so because of time, maybe you're going to do another course. So we'll leave you here, and then we're going to meet next week. And then we'll move on and move on.
Thanks, Doc.
Jot some questions next time when we meet. Then what you have discussed, we talk about it. Until we meet again, have a wonderful time. Oh dear, why don't I show my face? No, let me show my face for 1 second.
So we'll see you at the face-to-face.
Yes. So you can show it.
Yes, I have shown it. So
Good.
this is me, because it is unethical. Why do you teach people 2 or 3 times and it's like you are far away?
You don't know them.
Yeah, it is not good. So next time, if you ask a question, if you raise up your hands and you talk, I want to know where you work, your position. You need to, you shouldn't make it so Zoom thing. You should be linking ourselves, maybe working somewhere. Let's see your faces. Stephanie wanted me to see, but she didn't come again. Stephen, Stephen. Okay.
Yes.
So this is me. Stephen. Very good. Very good. Next week, we are going to do introduction. For the first 10 minutes, I want to see everybody's video on. Okay? Until we meet again, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
What's happening to the next class?
Mr. Michael AJ, can we talk at backstage? Michael.